Hello there and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to check out the Masters of the Universe Origins Anti-Eternia He-Man. Gosh, that is a mouthful. So Anti-Eternia He-Man, he was released this year, 2022, part of the 8th wave. He's pretty easy to get, or at least he is here in Australia. I picked mine up from my local Toy World for $19.99. He is about 17 to 18 US dollars retail, so I was pretty happy with the price. So this guy, I didn't realize he wasn't part of the original vintage line. I actually didn't have him, but a friend of mine did, and I do remember at the time thinking that he just took his black marker and coloured in a spare He-Man that he had. Well, I'm assuming that's not what he did, and he did have this figure, but who knows. So this guy actually was part of the vintage line, but he was an exclusive, I believe, to Germany, and he came with an audio cassette tape in about 1984, 85, something like that. And I do know that there is a classics version of him as well, but other than that, this is my first experience with the Anti-Eternia He-Man. So taking a look at the box, it's the same sort of fanfare that we've seen before. This is the European version, and it doesn't have the retro play, it just says includes comic. But other than that, it is identical. And then on the back, the other characters in the 8th wave, some nice artwork, and then that callback to the old posability. I am a mint on card collector, so this is my spare, but I do have another one open, so let's take a closer look. So here is Anti-Eternia He-Man with all his accessories. As you'd expect, being the anti-He-Man, he comes with everything that He-Man comes, but it's all coloured in black. So first up is his battle axe. Just a nice matte black, but it is identical to He-Man's. The power sword, this is the full version of the power sword, not the half sword. And then his shield. He also comes with the comic from the 8th wave, so all of the characters from the 8th wave had this comic introducing Sunman. In terms of the figure himself, he is exactly what you'd expect, an identical copy of He-Man, just coloured differently. In terms of the articulation, he gets full rotation at the head, full rotation at the shoulder, single jointed elbow, rotation at the peg, on the wrist, rotation at the waist, all the way up at the hip, single joint at the knee, boot cut, and then he gets some pivot at the ankle. I'm sure you're probably familiar, but if you're not, all these figures are also interchangeable, so you can take their head off, you can even take their arms off, you can pop them at the waist, take their legs off. I haven't gone to that extreme, but I've seen some pretty good customs on the web. And let's just have a quick look at the other He-Man, just for comparison. So here is regular He-Man. And here is Wonder. So you can see that they are essentially the exact same figure, just repurposed. So my final thoughts on the Anti-Eternia He-Man. What's not to like about another retooled, recoloured He-Man? I actually don't mind this figure at all. It's nice to have something a little bit different other than Faker, which again is just a blue He-Man. And this figure is really easy to find, or he is at least for me, and that is really, really refreshing. Some of the other figures in Wave 8, not so much. Sunman is actually quite easy to get, but Clawful and the Horde Trooper, they're pretty difficult. These figures also are really, really fairly priced. Some of them, like Wonder and the Triclops fan favourite, those guys, they're exclusives, so you're gonna have to pay a pretty penny if you want them. But these guys, if you can afford it, 15, 16 bucks, why not grab one? If you like this content and you want to see more, please consider subscribing. Until next time, take care.